Okay, so I knew as I was ending that video, there was a part 2. That's why it had to end. And the video is who you supposed to be with. I want you to understand that there was more at work than you understand when it comes down to God placing the individual that you're supposed to be with in your life. Let me tell you, you don't want the wrong person. I'm going to let you know that right now. You don't want any regular, smegular individual, because on paper they may look great. But the reality of living with that individual, the reality of being with that individual on a day-to-day basis could be radically different than anything that you want, and can wreak havoc in your life. This is why you got to trust God with the decision on who's for you. So let's talk to the single people right now for a second. If you are single, understand that the Lord is taking that opportunity to deal with you. You see, somebody that's married, Paul talks about this, has their mind on serving their husband, on serving their wife, on managing family affairs, etc. Somebody who's single can have their whole mind on God, with their focus not distracted, not diverted. So he wants to take this time to be able to deal with you, to be able to process you, to be able to turn you into his holy child. Think about when the Lord pulled the people out of Egyptian slavery. It took time for them to work Egypt out of them, and to be able to give them the 613 laws necessary for them to be able to live according to God's will, God's desire, God's original intent for them. You see, you don't been with all these people, or you don't been in life in such a way in which he needs to pull that off of you. Yeah, he needs to wash you over and make you clean, and he needs to reset you. Yeah, he needs to reset you back to factory settings. That's what he do. I need you to get back to my original intent for you and for your life. I need to reset you. People think that happens at the snap of a fingers. No, that takes time with the Lord, and building intimacy with the Lord, and him working with you, and him dealing with you day in and day out. That's what that takes. You spending time with the Lord. You see, you getting frustrated and irritated that he's not bringing you the one, and he's trying to make you the one. God got a plan for you. He got a purpose for you. And it's not just for you to be with somebody else. God desires you to do something as well. God desires you to become something as well. Oh, he just designed me to be a helpmate. You better go look at Proverbs 31 and see what a helpmate look like in God's eyes. You better be ready. You got to be trained for that. You got to be hardened and softened in various areas for that. And only God knows what needs to be happening where. So God is preparing you for this. You got to stop rushing God and trust God's timing. If he ain't brought you to the person that he's supposed to be bringing you to, it's not time yet. He still got work he need to do. You better pray, God, don't bring me to an individual I'm not ready for yet. Because what you gonna do is you gonna bring all that unhealed drama, all those unhealed wounds. You gonna bring all that baggage into that next relationship, and your next relationship is gonna look like your last 6-7 relationships that you don't have. It's just gonna be a cycle. God's giving you this time so he can release you and break you out of that cycle, to break you out of these systems and models you've established for yourself, out of these patterns of behavior you've established for yourself. So you see, oftentimes in a marriage, God will do a divine separation because he needs to break that thing up. Y'all wreaking havoc in each other's lives, and he needs to deal with y'all individually. He needs to deal with y'all separately so he can break you out of the systems, the models, the patterns that you've created within yourself, and the dynamic you've established within that relationship. And he needs to give that situation breathing room so he can breathe on it. Yeah, but see, Your prayer need to be, don't bring me to someone else that I'm not ready for, but also don't bring somebody to me that they not ready to receive me. You gonna interrupt somebody else's healing process. Yeah, somebody else's deliverance process. You gonna cut that short so they can bring that to you. So they not only bringing themselves, they bringing all they unclean spirits with them. No, keep them over there, God, till they ready. If they not done yet, if they not ready, keep them over there. You do that over there, not here. You want God to bring them to you early? No, bring them to me when they ready. Let's do that. I'll wait. See, you better learn some patience. You better learn to wait and be careful what you ask for. Because you're going to be asking for somebody, just anybody. And you don't know what daily life is like with just somebody, just anybody. You better wait on God's best on what he has for you, because he knows what he's doing with you. Yeah, what if God right now was trying to bring you into purpose? He needs to reveal to you who you are in him. He needs to get you working on your assignment. He needs to get you grounded. He needs to get you rooted. He needs to deal with you. He needs to establish you. He needs you firmly rooted in your identity in him. And then he'll bring you the person that's compatible for that person. Not that you are, but for that person you are going to become. And he needs you to become that and get rooted and established in that before he brings that person to you. So wait on him. I want you to know that the Lord is speaking to your husband. He's speaking to that future person he has for you, and he's showing them you. He's showing them how to care for you. He's building them up and showing them how to live for you, how to support you, how to be there for you, how to care for you, but not the you who you are now, not the mess you are right now. No, the person that you are going to become in him, because God's not going to send mess and drama to one of his sons that are healed, that he don't worked on, that he has purpose for. He wants to send them somebody that's healed, that's whole, that's stamped with his name on it, that's stamped with his approval on it. No, he ain't going to just bring anybody to his son. If you a man, you need to get yourself ready. Because he got a daughter that he don't cleaned up, that he don't pulled out of this world, that he don't invested into, that he don't spend time. His little girl. He not going to bring his little girl that he don't spend this time molding and shaping, delivering, freeing, teaching, training, that set on they feet. He not going to bring that girl to you and you ain't got it together. And you don't want him to bring the woman that he got in the midst of change to you, so they got a chance of reverting back. You see what I'm saying? God is doing something in this process. God is strategic. See, you want him to bring the person to you now, and they gonna miss you. They gonna walk right by you because they don't know this version of you. God showed them the healed version of you. So God needs you healed. God needs you ready. God needs you prepared. So his blessing he doesn't give you becomes a curse, or you don't become a curse to someone else. Know that God is doing something in this process. Marriage is the Lord's design, the Lord's business. Yeah. He saw that it was not good for man to be alone. So he brought Eve into the picture as his helpmate. God looked at that and God decided this is not a worldly construct. This is a God thing. So trust that God know what to do with it. God got his hand on it, but he need to pull you out of your worldly ideas, your worldly perception, your worldly lust and desires. He need to pull you out of your flesh so you can embrace the kingdom way of doing things, which is allowing God to do what he do, how he do it, when he want to do it, and trusting God for it. Because God gonna give you his best. He ain't giving you anything, and that takes time. Trust him.